Hey everyone, this is James Pelton. Happy Friday to you. It is stormy here, so it might look dark in my office, but it's like pitch black outside, even though it's 10 in the morning here. I'm here with many time guest Adam from Project79, from Ocean Money. And then Gavin is new here from Sahara Star, and that's what we're going to be talking about here today. So what I need from you guys as we get going, please hit the like button. Please, if you have any questions, anything you're concerned about, anything at all, please bring those up here and now. Inevitably, people wait till after the AMA and then ask me. And then I have to go back to Adam and Gavin and say, hey, people ask this and this. So just ask it now. We'll get it out of the way. Even if they're tough questions, bring them up. That's what these guys are here for, is to, answer your questions. So let me know. Question of the day. Thank you, Funny Toro. He's amazing. But question of the day, what's your favorite precious metal to invest in? So go ahead in the comments, start leaving that, and then we'll get started here. So Adam, we've had you on the channel many, many, many times, so we're going to even skip an intro with you. Go watch any of my Project79 videos, and Adam will be on there. Gavin, welcome to the channel here today. Can you start us off with a quick introduction of yourself and maybe a little bit of your background?
Okay, myself, I first time really in crypto. What I normally do is I take young companies public. So we take young companies, we see the potential in them. We then create pre-IPO into IPO, and then we go to normally the London Stock Exchange. That's my side. And I'm connected pretty heavily to investors in China at state level. So now what I normally do is I package deals together and take them to the Chinese state, and it's buyouts.
Okay, very cool. No, sounds like an interesting industry. McFly says, "Are Gavin and Adam brothers?" Is the first
we did have a chuckle earlier with the shine. We're in a studio now with the lights on, and we're both like, we're shining a little bit. We look pretty similar.
Yeah, similar hairstyles, but not related, except in business interests, right? That's how we go. So we're going to be talking today about Sahara Star. So again, Project79 has several things that they're doing. Today we're focused on Sahara Star. So if you have questions about Ocean Money or Project79 or any of the other Project79 stuff, let's hold that for another time. We're going to just focus today, or else we could get really off track here a little bit. So Gavin, maybe can you tell us about Sahara Star, what exactly you guys are doing, and just a little bit about the project?
Okay, Sahara Star, there's an area in Mauritania called Hasitaniba. It's on the gold belt, further up from where Kinross Mine is. Kinross Mine's got 250 tons of gold confirmed, and it's one of the largest gold mines in the world. We're in a situation whereby we have obtained licenses, which took many years to actually get hold of. We're in a situation now where we have 2 licenses of 1,000 kilometers squared. Now, 1,000 kilometers squared is about the size of London. So we have 2 of them. So within that area, we know that there's gold reserves there. We know that there's lithium there. We know that there's uranium there. There's numerous other elements there. So the plan right now is what we're going to do is we're going to basically do feasibility studies on the land. We know with the first license specifically exactly where we're going. Second license, we know where we're going, but there's one license that we're very confident with, that we are basically do the exploration work, do the feasibility studies, and then the beautiful thing is there's Chinese companies already in Mauritania. It was actually a Chinese company that was the builder that basically made the Kinross mine. The Chinese company is actually running the Kinross mine right now. We're in a situation right now whereby if we bring a situation to this company with the feasibility study, they will then take it from there. So what we're looking at doing is we have the license, we're doing the feasibility study, but jumping ahead, I've secured $30 million in and funding for the next round, whereby we're going on a shopping spree. We're going to start packaging together companies, exploration companies specifically, that have already done all the feasibility studies, they've done the drilling, they know the assets that are in the ground. There's copper, there's gold, there's uranium. We're going after these companies as well. So initially we were looking at 36 months. Now we're at a stage whereby 12 to 18 months. But I think realistically speaking, within 12 months, after we're going to Mauritania in 3 weeks' time. Once we've been in Mauritania, finished up with the work on the ground, I think we're looking at around 12 months. And we're looking to buy about 3 or 4 companies and package them together with the licenses, with the feasibility studies, and then offload them to a Chinese state company, which I'm saying is already on the ground. We've got contacts right now with the ex-Minister of Mines. So this is the key to the situation. With the ex-Minister of Mines, who's worked the country all his life, we're in a situation whereby we're taking full advantage of this. We're not beating around the bush, going to this company, going to that company. We have a clear strategy and a clear exit. It's really just a situation of now getting to Mauritania, which we're doing in 3 weeks' time, and getting the ball rolling.
Okay, very good. No, that sounds great. This sounds like a huge project. You know, again, I bring a lot of people on my channel, a lot of projects that are kind of small mom and pop shops trying to do just little things here or there. This is quite a bit different.
No, we're definitely not mom and pop. We're at state level.
You know, from Project 79, we've opened up access to gold business deals and transactions like mines and exploration companies. But this is really a private equity deal, right? Which normally would be going across desks of institutional investors, private equity partners. And what we've managed to do is to try and secure this for Project 79. I think the initial part of getting the community to understand the level of this deal and obviously timeframes of this deal, because it's different from crypto or DeFi, where you're like staking and getting access to revenue very quickly. It's a different structured deal, and I'm hoping that we can jump on today and really outline how it works, what everyone's doing, what the experience is, and like Gavin said, they've got a very clear exit strategy in place. So.
Yeah, no, very good. No, and I can attest to that with venture capital deals, for example. I've done a lot of time in venture capital, but there's no such thing as, passive income venture capital deals. It's you get equity in a company usually, and then you wait for an exit or something like that, and then you get a multiple on the money that you put in. So I do think this is a little bit, it's harder for crypto people to wrap their mind around. Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
What struck me, sorry to interrupt, but
oh, you're good.
From the very first moment, we had conversations with Gavin about Sahara Star. The whole conversation was focusing on the exit, right? And that's really what plucked my interest. It's very clear what this business model is. It's not looking to buy in and make money out of the mining industry. It's about buying in at the right price. Now Gavin secured additional funding on the back of what we're listing on Project 79, and they're about to package up several deals and outload them to the to a state, another state. It's not another company. It's a government quota that's funding coming into certain countries, which they're already working on. Contractual agreements already in place for the exit. So that's what I really liked about the deal, and I see a lot of potential in it. Listen, there's no guarantees with any deal that you do, but there's a lot of, like Gavin said, already secured 2 licenses the size of London, right next to one of the largest gold mines in the world. So,
but you're in a situation whereby right now China has started to pull back from the West, so there's no investment going into Europe. There's no investment going into the USA. There's no investment going into Canada. Obviously, Huawei. They are investing now into South America, Africa, and the Middle East. Now, we've just been in South America together, doing on the same trip.
I sent James some pictures,
doing different deals, because I'm out there. I'm buying. I'm looking and I'm buying in South America. So the opportunity, the situations that are available right now for investors, they're not within your normal countries, your normal states. They're outside. Now, I take advantage of this, and this is where I see the benefit. So when I came to Project79, initially we looked at doing the first raise of 3 million, the next raise 18 million, but the crypto environment, they like the fast buck. They like something that's quick. And as you said, the industry that I come from, if I give someone an IPO, they're in that. If they're coming in with, say, for example, a certified loan note, that's the beginning. That's something that's pre-IPO. So our investors are normally 36 months. We're in a situation right now where we've dangled the carrot with the Chinese. The 2 licenses, they're already on it. I would be surprised if they have not already sent some geologists to the sites, because they know the mapping on the geological maps. They know where to go. So we're in a situation now where they're at me to speed things up. And I'll say it straight. I signed a contract with P79. We were meant to do a larger raise. Crypto environment is a little bit slow. I don't have time to be slow. So what I did is I've jumped the gun. I've moved forward. I've secured 30 million in funding on the next round. 15 million of that will go into feasibility studies, work on the ground. 15 million will be the start to start buying up companies. And we're going into the exploration companies that have done all the work, have done, some of them have done over 20 years work. They know exactly what's in the ground.
Studies and everything.
We're going in just to buy them up. So we're basically going to go in, cutthroat, buy everything up, and then we're packaging it together, putting it into a bigger deal, and minimum, we're looking at 500 million exit, minimum.
So just quickly to add on that, for all you crypto guys out there, because James, you and I from the crypto industry, our followers, our communities, very, that's what we're into. And if you like, I'm fighting to bring real value to crypto projects, from Hydro Owls, Ocean Money, Project79. We're trying to disrupt the way that finance is dealt with. We're trying to get access to what you would class as institutional level investments and tokenize them. So I'm trying to sell the value of what crypto can bring to companies and people like Gavin. At the same time, we also need the community to understand, what is actually available and get things moving, because that's what we're securing here. And I sometimes think, the mentality now in DeFi, listen, I understand a lot of people are nervous at the minute. We've seen a terrible 12, 18 months in DeFi where projects say one thing and they don't deliver. But yeah, I mean, I'm bringing, like Gavin just said, track records, listing companies on the London Stock Exchange, you're talking huge assets here, two massive licenses, and also a decent size investment secured in the $30 million that they've got coming in on the back of that. So yeah, I think I'm bullish on Sahara long term. The 12 to 18 month time frame, which in crypto everyone would class as long term. But that's what I'm excited about, bringing real value to crypto, and that's our mission. If anyone knows us from the other projects and things that we're trying to do, it's about bringing access to these type of deals.
Yep, absolutely. Well, and for all of you people, everyone who's watching who says, I want access to the venture capital deals that the rich get access to, this is the type of deal that we usually look at. And traditionally, if I was going to see this as a venture capitalist, my guess would be minimum investment would be 50K, 100K, maybe even 250K. And you have to be an accredited investor. And there's just a lot of things. But the advantage of crypto and what Project79 has done is has brought this venture capital deal to average people, where you can get in with $100, $200, or whatever the case might be. And it's just, it's very cool. This is why I'm excited about crypto, is to do this. But yeah, it does make.
That's my mission. That's my mission.
Yeah, I secure. Sorry, for
I'm trying to keep him excited. That's
no. But in our work, 4 cornerstone investors, 4 phone calls, 30 million, done. They see the value. and the value sitting in the ground. You need to look at Mauritania. You have all the multinationals. If you do your research, they're moving in. BP, BP have just built one of the largest offshore oil and gas fields. Everyone's moving into Mauritania because it's untouched.
Even the mine, sorry to interrupt again, but $7 billion, the mine that they're talking about on the same rock formation and next to the licenses they secured. I think this was 10, maybe 15 years ago. $7 billion deal was secured on that gold mine. Is it the Tasiast gold mine?
Yes.
And that's 10, 15 years ago. So there's huge potential there. And I've seen it in the group before. They said, well, you can't come on and talk about $7 billion deals. And at the end of the day, yeah, it'd be ridiculous to say, hey, let's gauge this on one of the biggest deals that's been done. But it's pretty important to know that that's, you know, on the same rock formation in the same location, same area where they hold two, you know, huge licenses. I think it's pretty important to know that was the size of the deal that went through previously. So, you know, the potential I see in and again, there's no guarantee and it's not financial advice. Do your own research and everything, but there is potential for explosive growth in this deal. And like I said, I like the way that they're focusing just on the exit here.
But I think one thing to bear in mind, when that deal went through, the Minister of Mines was our man, was the he is now the ex-minister. He's working now more with oil and gas companies, but at the time, he was the Minister of Mines. So this is who we are using to pick up the exploration companies. Yeah, and I think that's a very, very valid point.
Okay.
Anyway, we let some questions flow.
No, you guys, this is great. This is great. Makes my job easy if you guys just talk. So no, I appreciate it. So again, this is a lot different than a lot of projects that I bring on, because a lot of projects that I bring on, they need the raise in order to do what they're wanting to do. But that's not true with Sahara Star. If we don't end up getting to the 3 million, you've already secured funding elsewhere. This is more.
We have a contract. Project79 signed a contract for $3 million at a fixed price, and I said to Gavin that we have to honor that. We've already started the raise as well. So there's no way in a million years I'm going to let our community just, you know, miss out on that. And in the grand scheme of things, $3 million is not a huge part of their raise. But we secured this with Project79. And like I said, I'm pushing hard for getting access to these deals. And obviously, you know, our mission is trying to disrupt the way that finance is dealt with. We're big lovers of crypto, you know, and tokenization. You know, if you watch some of the stuff that we're doing with Ocean Money, we're on a mission. And yeah, I like deals like this. And
yeah. And I look forward to the day where we can do a $7 billion raise on the blockchain. Exactly. I think that would be amazing if we can get there. So we're kind of in the early phases of crypto and in the bear market. And so no, I totally get it. So that's probably been the most common question that I've gotten. JB's asking it here. But if we only end up raising 1 million, and Gavin needs to go raise the funds elsewhere, which you've kind of already done, would those in the 1 million still be able to participate, or would their investment get refunded? So if we don't sell out, what happens to pre-sale buyers?
No, they can still, they'll still participate. And there's a certain amount of economic rights attached to each token. So we have a dedicated slot of 3 million tokens. We did also secure the secondary, but Gavin didn't want to wait for it.
Okay.
And I said the answer was, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right?
And one thing I'll say, when you mention bears in the bear market, that's when you buy. You don't buy when you're a bull, you buy when you're a bear.
Yep. Totally agree.
But then you turn into a bear.
yeah, right. So maybe I can ask just for clarity. Funny Turo's asking how long until I can expect a ROI in Sahara Star. So again, can you just kind of clarify what it looks like for a pre-sale buyer? They're going to be buying and then holding, and then what's kind of the expected time frame, and what's the expected return at the end? Just to kind of clarify.
Personally, I'm looking at 12. I'm going to say to 18 months because I don't want to cut myself short. But the investment journey from there, you're looking at a situation whereby we're boots on the ground in 3 weeks. There'll be an AMA on Project79 with the ex-minister of Mines, with the rest of the team. There's a lot of things that are being held back right now. Once we get boots on the ground, you will start to see progress reports. We can do a progress report every month. So basically, the 12 months passes quick. It's not something whereby you invest your money, nothing happens. You will start to see things happening.
Yeah,
this is something that you need to bear in mind as well. It's not one of these type of investments where you put your money in, it's crypto, it goes through the roof, and then it drops and it's gone. We're dealing with physical assets and real people. So at the end of the day, I don't have a magic wand. I can't make this happen in 3 months. But I'm confident that I can get this done within 12 due to the interest and the pushing that I'm getting from the Chinese side.
Yeah. Let me just add as well. So 60 cents is the current price for Sahara Star. This is the earliest, lowest price that you can get. It's a preliminary round that we secured. But what will happen is once that amount of token allocation is sold, we then have Project79 will become a secondary marketplace, right? So you can still openly trade your tokens on the marketplace as Sahara Star are going through their process. So, for example, let's say Gavin and team announce that they've secured one particular additional license and they value it at X. I mean, again, they have to declare what the assets are under the ground, what the license is. If the public determine that as, you know, that's a significant value being brought into Sahara Star, then, you know, normally you'd see that the effects of that on the secondary market, right? With buying pressure coming in or the value of what they've announced, pushing the value of the token higher. So what you've got to look at now is Sahara Star at 60 cents. They valued the company at $30 million, right? And that's what you need to look at. The next question I would ask if I'm anyone is, what do you look to exit the company at?
We're looking 500 million minimum. I have my targets, and
So that's their
goals,
target.
and I have cornerstone investors who are expecting results. So as it stands, my goals are to please cornerstone investors that have worked with me for many years. Because at the end of the day, I'm saying it and putting my hands up, 3 million, I could put that in myself. But it's a longevity, it's a long term. We're doing a deal whereby if you get involved with the first 3 million, I call them warrants. So basically you have an option to buy more. This will greatly affect, in my opinion, the secondary market, because when we start securing buys, this will push up the secondary market because the value increases. It's a no-brainer.
And that's what we're trying to, you know, the long-term plan for Project79 is you have a marketplace, you have access to multiple deals within the gold industry or precious metals mining industry from different parts. Like we have mines, we have exploration companies. We're talking about bringing processing plants on. We have, you know, trading programs, you know, we buying and selling gold and different things like that. So our mission is to diversify, bring multiple options across the marketplace, and then have a secondary market where people can come on and trade and buy and sell these tokens. And like Gavin said, you know, they're going to be releasing information all the way throughout this 12 to 18 months, which I feel will stimulate the secondary market.
Okay, very good. So if you do end up, you know, ideal scenario, let's say 12 months, you're able to exit for 500 million. What does that do to the token, or what's going to happen with, you know, people who bought the token in the pre-sale then?
Well, right now the value is 30 million at 60 cents. I mean, they've just raised 30 million, so it's already an undervalued. It's already an undervalued position. But like I said, we've secured a $3 million raise, contractual agreement, Project79 and Sahara Star. And I've asked Gavin to continue honoring that. And like I said, we really want to disrupt a little bit with how finance is dealt with and bring opportunities like this. And Gavin has maintained the position that is available for Project79. And
we're burning a lot. There's a lot of tokens being burned.
Yeah. Yeah. So the actual, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I think it was 20 million tokens, James, or something like that. And 5 million were being released in this. 25 million and 5 million were being released, and they had the ability to then release more to the market. But they've already secured the funding required for the secondary raise, so they will burn the rest. So they can't issue more tokens and dilute any token holders.
Yeah, absolutely no dilution.
Okay, very cool.
This is the same in private equity. You can raise money in the initial raises, and then you can basically dilute the shares.
Look,
and then
I want to be clear, because 500 million is a big number that's been mentioned, and look, that's a target of Sahara Star, right? I need to be balanced minimum here. Okay, that's the target of Sahara Star.
Gavin says minimum. And Adam says, now hold on just a second.
I'll explain the conversation. So Gavin is working not with a company looking to invest. It's with the China state, which have a quota to fill. And in fact, I don't want to talk out of turn here, but there's certain quotas and there's certain appetite and deal sizes that they're looking to invest. And in fact, they have to push out a certain amount of money to fit their quotas. And that's the kind of deal size that he's looking at. So I think this is one of the reasons why Sahara Star have now not pivoted, but then looked to acquire more to package up. So what they're looking to do is basically acquire more assets in Mauritania to package up a bigger deal. But that will only bring more value to any token holders in Sahara Star.
I physically cannot take a deal that's less than 300 million to who I'm going to. Cannot do it. It's of no interest.
Okay.
But if you look into the real world in finance, when you get to institutional level is 200 million plus. There's no meat on the bone. There's people that they're not interested. So the deal size has to be of a substantial nature. But in the bigger picture of things, when you're dealing with the Chinese state, 500 million is a drop in the ocean. It's nothing.
Right. And when you consider,
there's me trying to be balanced, and
yeah, there you go. No, it's good to have both of you on here to kind of, and I totally get. So Gavin, let me ask you, so how do you decide when you're going to exit? Like, when do you know when it's the right time? You're trying to do it as soon as possible so people don't have to wait too long, but you want to get the maximum. So how do you kind of decide on when that's going to be?
Okay. I've been working on this probably 2 years. I've done the groundwork. I've spoken to the people. I need to fly into Mauritania, shake some hands, get things rolling. This isn't just something that's came out of the blue. There's a lot of groundwork that's involved before I'm sitting on a show with yourself. We're in a situation whereby we package up the companies. When we have the amount of companies that are needed to fill the quota that I have, then we're selling. It's a
by the way, I've just seen this in action in the trip we just done.
I picked up a couple of mines in Peru.
Amazing. No, very cool. I'm very excited about this, and just excited about more stuff like this coming to the blockchain. Again, we've had so much just tokenomic games that aren't really doing anything. It's just, tokenomics, and it's great to see real venture capital investments coming onto the blockchain. I think this is what blockchain technology is meant to do. So really excited for that. Question from Funny Turtle: when will the pre-sale conclude? When are you guys gonna kind of say, hey, that's what we're gonna raise, and we'll go with what we have?
If I'm honest, it's such a small pre-sale. It's open. Just get it filled.
I don't know if you guys see
we're moving forward. We're doing the deals. I don't need to wait for it.
The last AMA
it's done. We're flying. If it's not done in 3 weeks, you'll see us in Mauritania in 3 weeks. We're there. We're moving forward. This isn't something that's I'm sitting around for calling Adam every 2 minutes. What's happening? No. Cornerstone investors are in. Funds are secured. We're moving forward, and it's just nice to maybe educate and bring along a crypto community that's not really used to this. Because my honest opinion, if 1,000, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000% returns, it's going to stop. It doesn't happen in the normal world. You put your money in something, you wait, you get your return. It's that simple. For me, that's just my opinion. I prefer assets that I can touch, assets that are there, people I can shake hands with. This is what I like. And with examples, the Sahara Star token, You will see us shaking hands with the ex-Minister of Mines. You will see us in Mauritania. You will see what we are talking about. We're not coming on here saying something and then nothing happening. 3 weeks' time, you will see us in Mauritania. We are there. Whether the investors want to come on board, it's entirely up to them. But we're moving forward.
Okay, very good. No, that's very reassuring that, yeah, these funds aren't needed. So Adam, from a Project79 standpoint, do you think there's a time where you kind of stop the pre-sale? Because otherwise, people might wait.
It's a little bit of an open-ended, because the contract we signed, we didn't put a date on, right? And to be honest, I didn't anticipate the initial fundraise to take as long as it has. But I can understand, because when we first, I remember the first public video or content that we put out regarding Sahara Star, and looking at it, I could see how people think, right, this is quite long term. They've got to go off. They've got to do a lot of studies on this site. Yeah, they're looking at a big deal. That can't just happen quickly. And naturally, I think the community that we have are used to more fast paced or returns regularly, and I guess the appetite wasn't there. But then Gavin has then continued to explain exactly what they're doing, and updated everyone, and we've seen it start to pick up a little bit faster now. But to answer the question, we don't have a fixed date on there. I've got a gentleman's agreement as well as a contract with Gavin that we've secured this for Project79, and like I said, I feel like we have an obligation to bring value to our platform and to our community. And I'm really excited about, what disruption we can do. And I feel like we're just getting started. And, I feel like, you need to get some good deals in place in order to get that traction, in order to build that, get in front of more people. And I feel like we're just starting that, now. So
I think you're in a situation whereby once the first 3 million is raised and the investors are in, the token holders, they have the option for the next 3 or 3.5, I think it is.
Well, they've got options
with that in the secondary market, with the information, with the updates that will be coming out, that, in my opinion, should increase the token price and have a strong secondary market. Because once the investors are in on the first 3 million, that's it. There is no more. There's no more option. And obviously, it's the usual one. People start to look at the investment. Oh, it's slow, and then all of a sudden, when it gets to the end, boom, boom, everyone's wanting in.
Yeah.
But then they have to get on the secondary market and start buying the tokens, because those token holders that saw the value, that got involved in the beginning, they have the option then to buy the same again. So they have the option to buy the same again, sell them on the secondary market, or hold them and wait for the return.
And James, look, our community is DeFi, right? Crypto, DeFi. So what is DeFi? Decentralized finance. So why does it have to be these crazy dApps that you stake and get these daily rewards, and then they end up blowing up and everyone's screaming and shouting? Why can't we decentralize finance in real deals and use decentralized finance for what it can be, tokenization? I'm going out selling the value of what tokenization and crypto can do to companies. And, and I feel like we're getting somewhere. I can definitely see that with the infrastructure that we've got available now, the conversations that we're having. I can see that there's that level of interest there, and the people are shifting on the way that finance is being dealt with. But yeah, I'm just saying, I think the appetite for people now, I think there's been a few things going on. One, there's been a lot of issues with DeFi and crypto in general. So trust has been broken a bit, and confidence is low within the marketplace. And two, I feel like this has just been a different deal that people are used to in crypto. But we have to try and change that mindset, and all we're trying to do is bring value to crypto.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what we're doing here today, is educating and, kind of talking through, how is this different than other projects? And so, no, I love that. AJ actually asked, and maybe we should have started with this, because I forget that some of the people watching don't know anything about anything that we're talking about here. So to someone who doesn't know anything about Sahara Star, do they have a partnership or association with Project79? So maybe you could explain the relationship between Project79 and Sahara Star.
So Project79 have secured a financing agreement with Sahara Star, so where we are tokenizing a portion of their business and raising funds through our community via Project79 being a marketplace and a fundraising vehicle. So that's how our relationship is, and how that relationship is tied together is via contractual agreements. So other than that, there is no other relationship. They're a separate entity, a separate company. Project79 is a marketplace which is offering access to different companies. And Sahara Star are a company that we signed an agreement with to raise money for and list on the platform. So I hope that answers it.
Yeah, no, that definitely does. And along with that question, I have several people in the comments who are saying, I went in heavy on Brillcore, just need time to raise more funds for this. Funny Turo, my main reason why I'm not putting more in Sahara Star is I have the funds in Brillcore, GSP, and Hydro Whales. How, if somebody comes to Project79 and they're trying to decide, where do I put my funds? There's all these great projects here. How should someone think through that, or what are your thoughts on that?
So we transitioned right from Project79 as a one project vehicle, right? It was buying and selling gold, shipping into Dubai. We was profit sharing with the stakeholders in that via a sacrifice model. We've transitioned out of that sacrifice model into a marketplace. So our vision is to have multiple options and diversification and specializing within the gold and precious metals industry, right? So a marketplace wouldn't be very good if it just had one project on there, or all the projects were exactly the same, like a monthly cash flowing mine. So what we've tried to do is to bring different style projects. So, for example, they mentioned Belcore there. Belcore is a mine which is a producing mine that's paying out a monthly return to stakeholders. Sahara Star has not one part of their business model is to pay out any monthly revenue. Their business model is as simple as this. They're looking to sell their assets as soon as they can. So they've got a 12 to 18 month window. They're looking to acquire more assets during this period and sell it on at a profit. So it's a very different style investment. So for us as a platform, we're looking at bringing diverse options, and not everyone is going to be, something that everybody enjoys. Some people may prefer a monthly revenue. Some people may prefer, buy in and wait and see and hope for an explosive growth. It's a marketplace wouldn't be good if it just had one style and one direction. So It's about diversifying.
Yep, absolutely. I totally agree. So I'm in an investor group, I will call it. And basically there's two types of deals that people bring to us. Some are more of equity positions where, hey, you're not going to get anything for a year. Usually it's 2 years, like Gavin was in 3 years, 4 years sometimes. But then it's going to be a multiple at that time. The other type of deals are cash flow deals where you're getting a much, much lower return, but you're getting it monthly. So again, it's just two different types of deals. If you don't need the funds, like on a month-to-month basis, then probably these long-term deals are going to get you a bigger return than the monthly cash flowing ones, in my experience. But again, some people need the liquidity. They're using these funds to pay bills and things like that, and they can't wait for
spend the money spend the money you can afford to spend.
But invest is very personal, right? What I would enjoy, or what stage I'm at. Everyone's at a different stage as well. Some people are looking for more explosive growth. Some people are already looking. You speak to institutional guys, and they're looking for just protect their capital, against inflation. And seeing just somewhere where they can park there, and it depends on what level you're at, what your ambitions are. But the key to investing has always been diversifying your portfolio, right? I think that's the first rule to when making investments is never pour your eggs in one basket. Diversification is always a wise thing to do. And as a platform, that's all we're trying to bring is different options. And not everybody has to take everyone. Like the guy saying there, I put all my money in this project, and now I want to put all my money in that project. Listen, I completely, understand. At the time, we didn't have all these options available. So, but at the end of the day, it's about diversifying as well and having different options available.
Yep, absolutely. And one option too is you can take your cash flow investments and put them into longer term plays like this. I mean, that's one way you could do it. And I love that you
Only
guys
what
are.
you can afford to put in.
Yes.
You don't put in.
Yeah, that's the
everything.
most important thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And thank you for that. It's cool to see project business owners telling investors, hey, make sure, there's risks with everything. We don't want to come on here and make this sound like, hey, there's nothing that could possibly go wrong. This is, as safe as, well, actually putting money in the bank isn't that safe anymore. So
no, that's not safe, but you have your money for living, your money for investing. And you have to keep this in life. And this is what makes you move forward. Because if you invest your entire wage and you're living day to day, then you shouldn't be investing. If you have extra wealth that you need to make that wealth grow. That's a key point. And then it's like the acorn to the oak tree, as they say.
Be responsible.
Be responsible, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, love that. Question from McFly. Why do these smaller companies sell to Sahara Star?
What smaller companies?
In Mauritania.
Oh, because we're going in hard. We're basically, we will look at the companies. Most of them are exploration companies, and they have spent all their money on exploration. And the way the Western world is right now, no one's coming over to buy them. So we're in a situation whereby we have the capital to go in and pick them up.
And another,
very simple.
Just interesting, because I've just come back. Well, we've just come back from South America, and we met multiple miners there. And it's funny, you talk about miners and the mentality. A lot of them find it difficult to deal with international trade and structuring deals like this, and they rely on other entities to help execute, to help execute these deals, even right down to exportation and international trade. A lot, like from what I've experienced, and this is, I'm just finding out now as I'm learning with Project79 and speaking to companies. A lot of miners are just working class, hardworking, boots on the ground type of guys that just understand their business very well, which is how to get the best out of the ground, the material, and how to run the teams there. But then when it comes down to international trade and deals of the size that Gavin's talking about, they often rely on intermediaries to package that up.
And a lot of the time in these countries, and we saw it a lot in Ecuador, where we're looking at some big deals. And China's just opened up a trade agreement, I think 1.8 billion already. One of the biggest problems is the banking system. So you do
realize we wasn't supposed to say locations yet. Ecuador, and he's dropping them all. He's worse than me.
It wasn't me.
People always call me the juice spiller.
Okay, so where I'm going with this is, in the countries that we deal with, it's very hard for the miners or the exploration companies to get the cash that they need from the banks. So when you're dealing at more of a state level, there's more availability through the banks to actually fund these deals. And keep the business moving. Hence the reason that we can go in and we can cut deals, because a lot of companies can go in and say you have a company from UK. They go in and say, okay, we want to fund this project. And if they have to keep funding the project, and maybe every day or every 2 weeks or whenever, they have to keep putting cash into the miners, because a lot of the times when material comes from the ground, it has to be paid for in cash. A lot of the time, the banks don't have the cash to enable the companies, the conduits, the people on the ground that the companies from the UK are dealing with, to keep the deals running, to keep the amount of export needed to sustain the business. Hence the reason there's so many deals available. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And from my experience, as compared to you, Gavin, I would have been a small business owner, but it is a lot of work to take a business from zero to $2 million or $6 million or $10 million. And then when you look at the work of taking it from a $10 million to $100 million business, sometimes as a business owner, you look at that, it was so hard to get to 10 million, and then you look
10
forward
to 100 is very hard. 10 to 100 is very hard. Once you get past 100, you're close to institutional. Then it's easier.
Yep. And then if you have someone come in when you're at 10 million and they come in and say, hey, we'll just give you your 10 million, you can exit now, and we'll do all the work getting it from 10 to 100. A lot of those small businesses are like, oh, I'll take the payday and be done with this journey. That's totally fine. So yeah, totally get that. Let's see. Sahara Star would be a capital gain transaction as well versus income from a tax perspective. Yeah, talk to your tax advisor.
Yes.
I'm not going to. I've had several lawyers contact me and say, "Hey, don't even make comments about taxes on that." So we're gonna stay quiet, but possibly. That's what I'll say. I think the difficulty is getting this to a wider audience. That's why we're here. The Hydra Whales community, is they're going to be a part of everything that Project79 puts out for sure. And so, yeah, what we need to do is get it out beyond the Hydra Whales community and just keep spreading the word. And again, that's why we're doing AMAs like this. So,
and that also from the community, that push from everybody and spreading the message, and that all comes from the community as well. So.
Yep.
Share, like, push the content out there, because we're on a mission to bring this to as many people. And like JB said there, the Hydra Whales has spread thin. I mean, we're relatively small as a community. When you look at some crypto projects to the Hydra Whales and Project79, I said this the other day, for what we've achieved already, I'm really proud of the community. And the other day I was sitting there, like Gavin said, we was on this trip in South America, and there was millions of dollars of gold on the table, and we're having conversations about these type of deals. And it just struck me, I was thinking about the Hydra Whales. It wasn't long ago we kicked off the Hydra Whales, and now I'm sitting here and we're having these conversations, and it blew me away a little bit, and it actually motivated me more to want to get out there and push this. And yeah, look, I'm motivated. Like I said, I'm passionate about what we're doing, and we can't do it alone. We need, obviously, everyone's help to try and get this message out there. But I hope everybody can see value in what we're trying to do.
Yep, absolutely. And Trav says treasury bonds would be the phrase you're looking for. I think he means safe investment. I don't know. Treasury bonds are not. I mean, you're not.
And which government are issuing them?
Yeah, it's the government issuing them. That's why a lot of the banks fell apart. Was their treasury bonds lost their value because the rates went down, and you're not beating inflation with treasury bonds. So it's hard to find. Honestly, it's harder. Well, not harder. It's just as difficult to keep your money once you get a lot of money, to keep it, than it is to get it in the first place from my experience. And that's what wealthy people, they're trying to look around. Man, there's nowhere safe to put our money.
Just to protect.
Yeah, it's hard to protect.
The rule number one for the rich guys is
as I say, the cornerstone investors. They see value, they invest, they sit, they wait, they take.
Yep.
They move
on. Let's see. Gavin really is Adam's brother. Juice spilling runs in the family. Yeah, no, that's they are jet lagged. Okay, we'll give them some room there. What is the biggest risk for Sahara Star? Is it the lack of positive drilling results or losing the interests of buyers?
We're not looking at drilling reserves. At the end of the day, we do a feasibility study on the 2 licenses. And the other companies that we're looking at, they've already done all of the drilling. As we get to Mauritania, I've got a couple of companies that I can open up. All the drilling's there. You can see it all. Yeah,
Trader M, I'd say stay tuned, or be careful, because there's only a certain amount available on Sahara Star. We're going to Mauritania.
That's the juicy stuff that I'm talking
in
about
August
to open up.
So we're going to give some live direct content. Which I know Gavin is trying to hold back at the minute, but it will be made public.
There's one exploration company that I know that we're nearly there with. It's just boots on the ground now, and there's about 15 years worth of drilling for the people that are interested.
Yeah, and I think there's been about 500,000 done already on Sahara Star, so there's only about 2.5 left on that. And as Gavin's already said, that they've secured the additional funding on the back end. So.
Yep, absolutely. And that's how, just so people kind of understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how you're able to exit after a certain amount of time. Is you could just hold on to all this, and you could put together the drilling and all that for the next 20 years, and you'd make a lot more money.
Value to it. There's the problem is if we start to drill, we start to do all the geological work. It takes time. It adds years and years to a project. It's far easier to go and find the companies that have done the work that need the money.
Well, yeah, mining companies that to take on that sort of projects, the billions of dollars of infrastructure to be able to even do that. So Sahara Star are not looking to mine this; they're looking to flip.
Yeah, it's a flip.
Yep, absolutely. So there would be more money. The longer out you look, the more money there is to be made. But again, I don't necessarily want to wait 30 years for my investment. So I like this. Hey, I'm going to wait 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, get, my 10x or whatever it ends up being. Yep. And that's good.
The way I look at it, anyone that gets involved now, they're reinvesting with me on the next project. I know that. It's that simple.
Yeah.
This is where my investors come from. The cornerstone investors, they trust me. They value the judgment, and they know the strength on the Chinese side.
Yeah. If you go on our first video, you'll see it's a video of the previous company. Gavin's on the London Stock Exchange, ringing the bell with the team there. This is not his first rodeo, and that's what I liked about it, because I think with anything that you do, experience is really what's important when trying to execute deals like this.
Yep, absolutely. And Gavin, it sounds like you're kind of a serial entrepreneur, and buying businesses and exiting. So it's in your best interest to keep investors happy, because like you said, if you bring in investors and something goes wrong, well, then the next business that you do, they're not gonna come with you.
I think I left serial entrepreneur many years ago. I'm a businessman.
Just a businessman. Yeah. Well, no, yeah, I can totally see that. That's amazing. John Doe says, please give us some time to put more money in Sahara Star, please. I get paid on the 14th of August. So yeah, and hop in the Project79 Discord, and they'll keep you abreast. For some reason, that's the only word I can think. They'll keep you up to date. There you go. There's a better word. They'll keep you up to date on, if there's a plan to close it at some point. I mean, it probably can't stay open for the full 12 months. That wouldn't make a lot of sense, but just hop in there and they'll be talking.
There's lots of content coming from Mauritania when we get there. So hopefully,
and we have no control over the raise.
I've signed the contract, unfortunately.
Yep, absolutely. Well, hey, very cool. This has been really educational for me. Again, I've gotten a lot of questions about Sahara Star, so just really happy to bring you guys on. And now I feel like I have a really good understanding of the vision, and I'm glad to meet you, Gavin. I'm a marketing guy, so love calls to action. Always end my videos with those. So calls to action, the free ones, hit the like button. Okay, free one. It does get the word out there. Number 2, go follow Project79 on Twitter. Does Sahara Star itself have a Twitter, or just follow Project79?
It's Project79 just now. But what we can do is maybe we can set up a Twitter when we're in Mauritania. But the main thing to remember is there's warrants attached to. Warrants?
That's how you would call them.
I call them warrants
from a stock deal. But yeah, basically for anyone that purchases Sahara Star at this preliminary round, what we made clear from the beginning was Sahara Star made it very clear they wanted to give back to initial investors, and they had an option to exercise. For example, if you bought 1,000 tokens, you could buy another 1,000 tokens on the secondary round. This was prior to them securing the $30 million. And when Gavin told me that they'd secured 30 million, I said, well, there's already a substantial amount of investors that have bought into this. We still need to honor that. So he said, okay, no problem. We will allow that to take place. So basically, anyone that does buy Sahara Star at 60 cents, the second round was going to be at $1. But they can exercise their option. So it's an option, not an obligation, to purchase the same amount of tokens that they've acquired on this first round for 80 cents. So they can get a discount on the second round. And the reason that was done was because there was initially more risk coming in before the secondary funding come in, but they've already done it now, secured the funding. So all I said was, please, everyone's going to kill me if we don't honor, because there's already been people that took part. So Gavin's a gentleman.
There's a lot of, to me, this is where the value is in the secondary market, because when we start pumping out the content on the ground, you can see the value. And the investors that get in early, they're taking advantage.
I want to make this clear because I think people miss this a lot, right? We're talking about 12 to 18 months for Sahara to exit. But throughout this process, they're going to be busy. I mean, Gavin's already busy working on securing funding, which is coming in between us listing this. They're going to be regularly updating. And when you've got the secondary market in place and they're announcing acquisitions that they've got or potential contracts moving into that exit, you're going to see the activity come in on the secondary market. So it doesn't mean you have no possible way of selling your token until 12 to 18 months. There is a peer-to-peer marketplace where we're bringing in more projects, we're bringing in more users to the platform. There will be a demand, I'm sure, that I'm
sure we'll create the demand for the token when the token's gone.
Yeah,
well, that's always the way.
Only the people who have the option have the advantage.
Right. That's a really good point. So yeah, anyone who's thinking, oh, I don't want my funds to be locked for 18 months or whatever the case might be, that's not going to be how it works. So that's going to be kind of the goal for the big payout, the big exit. But up until that point, as it's getting closer to that big exit and they're able to show, hey, we're this far along now, we're in Mauritania and all this, that's going to, as you get closer, the coins are going to be more valuable because you have less time to wait until that.
Yeah, and there's no restriction. You can openly sell as soon as the round's closed. You can then buy and sell them freely on the secondary market. So there's no obligation to hold until that exit.
Yeah, very cool. And again, that's what makes possible on the blockchain that isn't possible even for venture capital people. So like if I put it,
this only happens after when we go to IPO, after the reconciliation work, and basically IPO turns to physical stock, and the market the market dictates. So really, where I see it is the token value will dictate the price, and the price should go up.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, because
the information obviously that's coming out and the content that's coming out and the value that's shown from the project.
Yep, absolutely. Because if I put in 100K into a venture capital deal, there's no way for me to exit that until it's completed, until there's an exit.
How many
like that.
Conversations I'm having with Ocean Money and private equity funds and deals like this, because tokenization, I'm telling you now, it brings a lot of value to a lot of businesses, companies, equity deals, finance. So yeah, I mean, this is another AMA, right? Ocean Money that we can have.
Right.
But
it's fantastic opportunity. And I saw the opportunity with Project79 and slow uptake, but I'm sure over the next years, there's going to be more and more projects and more people that understand the model. Hence the reason I'm in it for the long game. And I value everything that Adam and the team are doing. And Ocean Money, I think I'd like to be involved with as well and bring some value to this as well, because there's so much potential out there, so much potential. And the generation now is completely different to my generation, whereby the investment, you normally invest in stocks and shares, S&P 500, you take your returns, you have a pension, you live your life. This is it. But times are changing, and we have to, the older guys like me, we have to change with it.
Yep. No, absolutely. Totally agreed. We got Drew Wolfer in the house. So this is Dignan. What's up, brother? Travel safe, my man.
What's up, Drew?
Drew saying hello. Good to see you.
I love for Drew. Good man.
When you talk about the secondary market, the question, the when question always comes up. When Project79 secondary market?
I really don't think it's long now. And James, this is always the question, isn't it? When? Soon, Trav. Very soon.
Okay, very cool. Awesome. So calls to action again. Hit like, follow Project79 on Twitter for more updates. If you have more specific questions or you need help with anything, hop into the Project79 Discord. I'll put a link there as well. They're more than happy. Someone from the community is more than happy to help you, get connected. And then the one where you pay is the pre-sale. So project79.com. I'll post this link here. Pretty easy to get in. You just click this enter the pre-sale. It's very nice. You can do USDC or USDT on several different chains. So you guys have made that really easy. And I can tell that you've kind of just perfected the process over time. That's one of the advantages.
Slowly but surely,
Yeah, slowly but surely, right. But you don't have to do any bridging. If you have USDC or USDT on any of these things, you can go ahead and put in currently 470K in there. But max is going to be 3 million is where they're going to for sure cut off. And my guess is there will probably be a date at some point where they say, hey, we're just cutting it off now, but that remains to be seen. So hop in the Discord for more info on that. So Matt says,
I'd say look at August because there's
after Mauritania.
Yeah, we're going out to Mauritania in August. So
yeah, absolutely. Matt says, politicians and public icons are of little interest for me to meet. Gavin, Adam, and the rest of Hydra Whales team. It would be awesome to shake your hands one day.
Be awesome to shake yours too, Matt.
Yeah, no, appreciate you guys. Hydra Whales community. I wish there was a love button. These are two of my favorite people in one stream, even though James tried to shoot me with an arrow in Dubai. That is true.
I remember that.
I did do that. So Drew, thank you for your forgiveness and your mercy on me. So, well, hey, we'll wrap up there. This has been amazing. Thank you, audience. Always love the Hydra Whales community. And so all of you from there, shout out to you guys. You're amazing. There's a lot of communities that give me grief, but Hydra Whales is not one of them. So appreciate you guys very much. Adam, always great to have you. Thank you for, you've brought several, I think, good projects, good investments to my audience. So really thankful for that. You haven't rug pulled us yet. So always,
I'm not going anywhere. Listen, we're trying to build long term here and we've got a big plan. So thanks for having us. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. And then Gavin, wonderful to meet you as well. Thanks for hopping on, talking through.
I'm sure I'll be on again.
Yeah, nope, that would be amazing. And get some sleep. So I hope you catch up on your jet lag and figure that out. So it's amazing what we put our bodies through, all in the interest of, investing in business and things like that. So been amazing.
36 hours.
Yeah, man. These guys have been traveling all over the place. So, and I've got some good pictures and stuff like that. I could have probably shared them, but we'll save that for another time. So
no worries.
Appreciate all you guys. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help Adam or Gavin or anybody in the audience. Let me know. But I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.